my theory is that men from 30 to 33 to 34, give or take, they're in that early 30s crisis, just as most people are after they graduate college, like the early mid 20s crisis. You have another one in your early 30s, especially as a man, because you realize that, oh my God, I'm in my 30s now. And you either realize you want to continue to send it for the next few years before you hit your mid 30s, or you're like, oh fuck, now I want to maybe get married or have like a serious prospect of a girlfriend or.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll be watching a woman telling other women not to date dusty men, not to go out with men who are all about going 50-50, and to go for the winners instead. We'll also hear from women in their 30s sharing their frustrations with dating nowadays, and we'll see how one woman advises men to get off dating apps because she's tired of dating broke guys. Your support means the world to us. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Share your experiences and advice in the comments. That's what helps this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Let's get started.
I do get this question a lot, are you single by choice? And I know a lot of you want me to say, no, I'm not single by choice. Nobody wants to get with me because I called myself a sluzzer for like 2 years online. But that is not the truth. You know, people that are emotionally mature don't really care about that kind of thing. And that is from real studies that I've done myself through dating, okay? Well, maybe a few of them care, but who cares? Am I single by choice? I don't know. Do I want a boyfriend? Yes. Can I be asked to find one? No. Like, it is actually hell out there. Like, it's hell. It's hell. Especially as you get older. Guys, I'm freaking out. I can't be asked. And, like, I want to have kids in, like, 2 or 3 years. And it's not looking good for me right now. Just a lot of effort. And I don't know if you guys have been on first dates. Like, if you've been on a first date, they're not fun. First dates are rarely fun. Like, I've probably been on 2 fun first dates in my whole life. So, yes, I am single by choice now, but in the grand scheme of things, I do want a boyfriend. It's just like...
This is a woman who's hit the wall. The woman from the intro says that men are going through a crisis in their 30s. But the reality is that men's timeline is different from women's. A man who works on himself has more years to build a family. He can easily date a woman 10 years younger in his mid-30s, but women don't have those advantages. It's even worse when a woman ruins all hope of a healthy marriage by creating an account on the Blue app, showing her body to half the world. That's why this woman is upset, because, well, you know what they started calling her after just 2 years. And it's a fact. No self-respecting man wants a woman with that kind of past for a wife. She realizes that her dating life out there is doomed. Maybe a simp will show up at some point, but not the kind of man she truly wants. Because, as I said, she hit the wall, and the wall doesn't forgive.
All these men who want to go 50-50 with the woman are the same men who complain that she's not feminine enough. Here's what I have to say about it as a dating coach. And if you're seeing me for the first time, hi, my name is Shanza. I am a dating coach. I have helped numerous women go from single to married. And here's the thing. I am anti 50-50 100%. My husband is a sole provider. Even though I run my own business, even though I have my own money, my man is the one taking care of all the bills, the leadership, the initiation. He is full masculine energy. And that's how I prefer it. Because I was definitely a 50-50 girl myself before. And it really took a toll on my physical health, my mental health, and it took me out of my feminine energy. And I really felt like I was stuck in survival mode. And it was extremely unattractive. And 50-50 is what causes problems in relationships. Because the men, again, the same men, it's like the podcast men, right? They talk about how women should be a partner and the woman should go half and half. except that they are unable to maintain their end of the barter. They do not go half and half on chores. They actually are the ones that then want you to be more feminine. They want you to not talk back. They want you to not make them feel controlled. But in actuality, if I'm paying half the bills, then I am asking you questions about what you're doing with your money. And, I am coming at you like a partner, and I will ask you questions because money's involved. Bottom line, even though men say they want a partner and they want a woman that will go 50-50 with them because the economy is so hard and yada, 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 don't listen to them. Don't get out of your feminine energy just to keep a man. It's not worth it.
Stop it. Get some help.
A lot of words just to say that your money is yours, and your husband's money is both of yours. The classic woman who masks her lack of financial commitment to the relationship with so-called feminine energy. Women these days keep going on about this 50-50 thing. They say men don't help at home, which is total nonsense. Most men today know how to function as adults, sharing chores even if they're the primary breadwinner. It's standard nowadays. Let's be honest, very few men can fully support a household on their own, considering only a minority earn over $50,000 a year, which is the bare minimum to support even a modest household on one income today. So, when you hear a woman calling a man dusty just because he doesn't want to be the sole provider while she's working outside the home for 8 hours or more, without being the traditional feminine energy woman she claims to be, she's simply looking for a beta provider to secure her long-term financial life. She's only interested in making her money go further and will eventually leave you when your money's gone and she has her savings and accounts in order. Don't date women who don't add value to your life.
I used to be a girl that was completely okay with splitting the bill, going 50-50 on relationships, whether that's a first date, second date, boyfriend, girlfriend kind of thing, until I realized two things that I'm sharing with y'all so that you can learn from my personal mistakes. The first one is I kept on getting broken up with by guys, and I'd realized that my bank account has like $500 to $1,000 less in it because of the relationship. And that is not an exaggeration. That's not even for like super long-term relationships either. And I was just like, I can afford to do this. I just don't want to. There's better uses for like $1,000 of my money than some man that's going to break my heart. Number two, and this is the bigger one, if a guy is not willing to pay for a date with you, there is always going to be someone out there he's willing to pay for a date for. I didn't really realize this until I was having a conversation with my boyfriend at the time, who became my ex-boyfriend 24 hours later because he broke up with me on the phone. And he told me that he had gone on like 3 dates with a girl from Hinge, like shortly before we were dating, which is fine. I love talking about dating stories. I think it's fun. And then he said, yeah, I don't know how much longer I could have gone out with her for because I just couldn't afford to anymore. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I knew he wasn't completely broke. And he was like, yeah, like, I had to pay for the dates, and I couldn't have kept on doing that. And I don't really get mad at a lot of things with people anymore, but that just genuinely very upset me because for every date basically we'd been on, it had been kind of 50-50. For anything that he paid for, I offered to pay for the next time, and he gladly accepted and let me do that. So it just baffled me that he paid for 3 dates with somebody that he even said he didn't really like that much and didn't have much in common with. And so after I pressed him on this, I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, was she holding you hostage and, like, you had to pay? Like, how would it be awkward, like, not to pay? And he did not elaborate beyond that. But I want to say personally for me, even if somebody, like, doesn't have their wallet, like, one-time thing, that's fine. But it just really kind of, like, changed my perspective on something. And after that, I was like, if he didn't break up with me, I would have broken up with him. Anyways, as hurtful as it was at the time, I'm really glad I had that conversation and kind of came to that realization. I realized everyone may not agree with me, but that's fine. These are my experiences. And I actually would like to kind of hear what other people's opinions are, because I feel like this is an interesting kind of issue just in relationships, feminism right now. So I'd love to hear kind of other people's takes and thoughts on splitting the bill.
I want you to notice 2 things here. For women, It's always about how you make them feel. I always say that genuine interest isn't negotiable. The greater a woman's interest in you, the greater the discount she'll offer. A woman who puts up a lot of resistance to going out with a man, like hesitating about simple coffee dates, just doesn't feel enough attraction for you. But when she's genuinely interested, she won't mind paying. Now, looking at this empowered woman complaining about the money she spent on each outing with this guy, she realized her account was running dry. Ironic, because all men notice this too. But hey, it's your duty as a man to spend money on a woman who will eventually leave you for the arms of Chad. What really bothers this woman is that Chad was investing more in the other woman than in her, treating her better, while she had to cover part of the date just to be with him. This fills her with jealousy because he made her invest, while the other woman gets treated like a princess. Women are always competing, even after breaking up. They're watching to see who their replacement will be, especially how you treat her. That's why you hear phrases like, he married her, or he bought her a car, but he didn't do that for me. She's comparing the treatment you're giving the new woman with how you treated her. That's why she talks to her ex, feeling jealous of what you're doing for the new woman that you didn't do for her.
If a man wants to go 50-50, it's because he's broke. Majority of the times, he doesn't even have enough money to support himself. So what do these broke men do? These broke boys, they will go and find ambitious single women who are emotionally insecure. And then they love bomb you and they make you think that, oh, this is what relationships are about. You're supposed to get with someone in the name of love, and then you build life together. And in the end, when you help him become the man he wants to be, when you help his bank account upgrade, that's when he leaves you and he goes and finds himself a feminine energy woman. So do not be a woman who builds a man up. Instead, be a woman who is in her feminine energy so that you can be with a man who's already established. So you're not the one being left and after being used and wasted your time, energy, and money to help build someone's dusty son. Instead, be with a well-established or already established healthy masculine energy man who wants to provide for you. If you're ready to go from attracting lazy, broke man-childs to attracting high-quality, provider mindset, healthy, masculine men, I highly, highly encourage you to check out the link in my bio and download my free dating guide.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
What she's describing is called being the process woman, the one in a man's life while he's in his building phase. I won't deny that some men do leave their wives once they're at their peak, but honestly, that's a minority. Here's why. 80% of divorces are filed by women, usually after 7 to 10 years of marriage. The average mortgage payment period in this country is also around 7 to 10 years. Coincidence with the divorce rate? I don't think so. So, who's leaving whom? Who benefits more from divorce? Who's abandoning the man at his best financial moment with a devastating separation? Most women who follow the advice to wait for a man at the finish line, already established, are the same ones hitting the wall in their 30s, realizing that the self-made man doesn't want a woman his own age. He wants someone younger. Plus, the man who has built himself up isn't naive anymore and often has a prenup in place if he decides to marry. So that mindset of not supporting any man and only going for the winner can really backfire, because nowadays, to receive princess treatment, you first have to qualify with the king. Drizzle, drizzle.
I personally think dating apps should only be for people who actually want to date. Get off if you don't want to date. I feel like Tinder is kind of known as the hookup app, so okay, sure, you can go on there, but get off Hinge. Hinge is for dating. Don't go on there if you just want to hook up or find someone to Snapchat back and forth with. Get off, respectfully. Or someone says that they're looking for a long-term relationship, but then they either literally don't respond when you're like trying to get to know them or plan a date, or they ask for your Snapchat. A grown-ass man should not be asking for my Snapchat. I love finding Michael, 27, unemployed, who's looking for short-term fun. Like, respectfully, Michael, respectfully. I think you're a little too old for that. Like, why would you not want a relationship? And he lives in his mom's basement, and he doesn't have a car either, so you have to pick him up. And then unfortunately on the date, he's going to have forgotten his wallet. But just short-term fun, not looking for a relationship. No.
But even so, you choose to go out with Michael. Even so, you accept the dates. Even so, you want to go with Chad because, while he might not have money, he has that genetic lottery you like. And it bothers you that even at 27, that man, despite having no money, only wants you for intimacy, not commitment. This is the inconsistency with women. On dating apps, no matter what men want, women hold all the power. Remember, only about 20% of men have any luck on these apps. The vast majority won't get a single date. Even an average woman will have thousands of options, meaning she can filter her choices more. A man has to pay for the app just to get a chance to be chosen. So, how is it that you, with all the power to choose, still complain about men? You have the ability to filter them out, while the average man is left with whatever comes his way, hoping that after a match, he might be lucky enough to convince her to go on a date. But like I said, you pick Chad, then complain when he just uses you. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about women who say they won't date dusty men? Why do you think women are frustrated with dating? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.